the battle speaks to you, what word do you speak back to the enemy? The book of Isaiah chapter 7, Bible says that the enemy came up against Jerusalem. King Ahaz, the king of Judah in Jerusalem, became afraid with his people. So God spoke to Isaiah and said, go talk to go talk to Ahaz, but when you're going, take your son, Shear Jashub. Backtrack. Earlier on, God actually instructed Isaiah to name that child Shear Jashub, which means a remnant would return. So every time that name Shear Jashub was pronounced, every time that people saw Shear Jashub, they were reminded of the promise of God. They were reminded of the word of God. So in the face of battle that was raging against Ahaz and the people of Jerusalem, God said, look at my son Shear Jashub, for he is the promise I have given unto you. Now to you. When the battles of life rages against you, when the storm roars against you, what word do you speak back to the enemy? Huh? What word do you speak back to? Do you speak your fears or do you speak sentiment? Do you speak tears back to the enemy? The enemy does not understand that. The only thing the enemy understands is your faith in the word of God. So you pick the word of God according to verse 7. Thus saith the sovereign Lord, this battle is not going to stand. This battle or this threat will not take place in my life. So what is your Shear Jashub? What word has God spoken to you? What is that personal word that God has spoken to you? You need to find that word and speak back to the enemy, because the fact that God gave you a word does not mean that the battle will not speak. So God speaks or God has spoken, yet the enemy